The Fail Mary, September 24, 2012. A Monday night football game between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. The NFL was in the midst of a referee lockout, and the replacement officials had been a disaster. On the final play of the game, with the Seahawks trailing 12-7, rookie quarterback Russell Wilson heaved a desperation pass into the end zone. Seahawks receiver Golden Tate and Packers safety M.D. Jennings both went up for the ball. Jennings appeared to come down with a clear interception, but one official signaled a touchdown, while another signaled a touchback. After a surreal and confusing review, the head referee announced that the play was a simultaneous catch, and therefore, a touchdown for the Seahawks. The call was so obviously wrong that it became a national laughingstock. The Fail Mary was the final straw for the NFL. The public outcry was so deafening that the league and the regular referees reached a new labor agreement just 2 days later. The Music City Miracle. January 8, 2000. The AFC wildcard playoffs. The Tennessee Titans are trailing the Buffalo Bills 16-15 with just 16 seconds left. On the ensuing kickoff, Titans tight end Frank Wycheck throws a lateral across the field to receiver Kevin Dyson, who then sprints 75 yards for a game-winning touchdown. The play, which became known as the Music City Miracle, was one of the most exciting and improbable endings to a game in NFL history. But was it legal? The referees reviewed the play for what seemed like an eternity, trying to determine if Wycheck's lateral was a forward pass. The replay was inconclusive, and the call on the field stood. The Titans won, and the Bills were left to wonder what might have been. The Minneapolis Miracle. January 14, 2018. The NFC Divisional Playoffs. The Minnesota Vikings are trailing the New Orleans Saints 24-23 with just 10 seconds left. The Vikings have the ball on their own 39-yard line, and they need a miracle. Quarterback Case Keenum throws a pass to receiver Stefon Diggs near the sideline. Diggs makes the catch, and then, in a moment of sheer disbelief, Saints safety Marcus Williams whiffs on the tackle. Diggs keeps his balance, turns, and sprints down the sideline for a game-winning 61-yard touchdown as time expires. The Minneapolis Miracle was a play that had everything: a last-second prayer, a spectacular catch, a shocking defensive blunder, and a walk-off touchdown that sent the stadium into a frenzy. The Fake Spike. November 27, 1994. The Miami Dolphins are trailing the New York Jets 24-21 with just 30 seconds left. The Dolphins have the ball on the Jets' 8-yard line, and they have no timeouts. Quarterback Dan Marino rushes to the line of scrimmage and appears to be signaling that he is going to spike the ball to stop the clock. But instead of spiking it, Marino takes the snap, fakes the spike, and throws a touchdown pass to a wide-open Mark Ingram. The fake spike was a moment of pure genius, a play that caught the Jets completely off guard and snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. The Holy Roller. September 10, 1978. The Oakland Raiders are trailing the San Diego Chargers 20-14 with just seconds left. Raiders quarterback Ken Stabler, about to be sacked, fumbles the ball forward. The ball is then batted and kicked forward by 2 other Raiders players before being recovered in the end zone for a game-winning touchdown. The play, which became known as the Holy Roller, was so bizarre that the referees didn't know what to do. They ultimately ruled it a touchdown, giving the Raiders a 21-20 victory. The NFL was so embarrassed by the play that they created a new rule in the offseason, making it illegal for an offensive player other than the fumbler to advance a fumble on 4th down or in the final 2 minutes of a half. The Miracle at the Meadowlands. November 19, 1978. The New York Giants are leading the Philadelphia Eagles 17-12 with just 30 seconds left. The Giants have the ball, and all they have to do is take a knee to run out the clock. But instead of taking a knee, Giants quarterback Joe Pisarcik tries to hand the ball off to running back Larry Csonka. The handoff is botched, the ball is fumbled, and Eagles cornerback Herman Edwards scoops it up and runs it back for a game-winning touchdown. The Miracle at the Meadowlands was a play that was so boneheaded, so inexplicable, that it has become a symbol of the Giants' futility in the 1970s. The River City Relay. December 21, 2003. The New Orleans Saints are trailing the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-13 with just 7 seconds left. The Saints have the ball on their own 25-yard line, and they need a miracle. Quarterback Aaron Brooks throws a pass to Dante Stallworth, who then laterals the ball to Michael Lewis, who then laterals the ball to Deuce McAllister, who then laterals the ball to Jerome Pathon, who then sprints into the end zone for a game-tying touchdown as time expires. The River City Relay was one of the most incredible and improbable plays in NFL history. But the celebration was short-lived. Saints kicker John Carney, who had been perfect on extra points all season, missed the extra point, giving the Jaguars a 20-19 victory. The Colts' 33-point comeback, December 17, 2022. The Indianapolis Colts are leading the Minnesota Vikings 33-0 at halftime. The game is over, or so it seems. But the Vikings, led by quarterback Kirk Cousins, mount the largest comeback in NFL history, scoring 36 unanswered points in the second half to win the game 39-36 in overtime. It was a comeback that was so improbable, so unbelievable, that it left the entire football world in a state of shock. The butt fumble. November 22, 2012. Thanksgiving Day. The New York Jets are getting blown out by the New England Patriots. Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez, in a moment of pure, unadulterated slapstick comedy, runs directly into the backside of his own offensive lineman Brandon Moore and fumbles the ball. The ball is then scooped up by Patriots safety Steve Gregory and returned for a touchdown. The butt fumble was a play that was so embarrassing, so comical, that it has become a symbol of the Jets' ineptitude. The Snowplow game, December 12, 1982. The New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins are playing in a blizzard. The game is a scoreless tie late in the fourth quarter. The Patriots are attempting a field goal, but the field is covered in snow. Just as the Patriots are about to attempt the kick, a snowplow, driven by a convicted felon on a work release program, comes onto the field and clears a spot for the kicker. The kicker, John Smith, then drills the field goal, giving the Patriots a 3-0 victory. The miracle at the new Meadowlands, December 19, 2010. The New York Giants are leading the Philadelphia Eagles 31-10 with just over 8 minutes to play. The game is over, or so it seems. But the Eagles, led by quarterback Michael Vick, mount one of the most incredible comebacks in NFL history, scoring 28 points in the final 8 minutes to win the game 38-31. The comeback was capped off by a stunning walk-off punt return touchdown by Deshaun Jackson as time expired. The Chargers-Chiefs, 2013, fiasco, December 29, 2013. The San Diego Chargers are playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the final game of the regular season. The Chargers need a win to make the playoffs. The game is tied late in the fourth quarter, and the Chiefs are attempting a game-winning field goal. The kick is no good, and the game goes to overtime. The Chargers win the toss, drive down the field, and kick a field goal to win the game and clinch a playoff spot. But replays show that on the missed field goal at the end of regulation, the Chargers had 7 men on one side of the line of scrimmage, which is an illegal formation. The referees missed it, and the Chiefs should have been given a second chance to win the game in regulation. The Lions-Cowboys, 2014, playoff controversy. January 4, 2015, the NFC wildcard playoffs. The Detroit Lions are leading the Dallas Cowboys 20-17 with just over 8 minutes to play. The Lions have the ball, and on a crucial 3rd and 1, quarterback Matthew Stafford throws a pass to tight end Brandon Pettigrew. Cowboys linebacker Anthony Hitchens is called for pass interference, giving the Lions a first down and a chance to run out the clock. But then, in a moment of bizarre and inexplicable officiating, the referees pick up the flag and announce that there is no penalty on the play. The Lions are forced to punt, and the Cowboys get the ball back and drive down the field for a game-winning touchdown. The Super Bowl Blackout. February 3, 2013, Super Bowl 47. The Baltimore Ravens are dominating the San Francisco 49ers, leading 28-6 early in the third quarter. A power outage at the Superdome in New Orleans causes a 34-minute delay in the game. The blackout was a bizarre and surreal moment that completely changed the momentum of the game. Before the blackout, the Ravens were in complete control. After the blackout, the 49ers mounted a furious comeback, scoring 17 unanswered points to make it a one-score game. The Ravens would ultimately hold on to win, but the blackout will forever be remembered as one of the most bizarre and game-altering moments in Super Bowl history. The Lions' forced touchdown. October 25, 2020. The Lions are trailing by 2 with just over a minute to play. The Lions have the ball. The Detroit Lions are playing the Atlanta Falcons. on the Falcons' 10-yard line, and they are trying to run out the clock and kick a game-winning field goal as time expires. But the Falcons, in a moment of bizarre and counterintuitive strategy, let the Lions score a touchdown. The Falcons wanted to get the ball back with enough time to score a game-winning touchdown of their own. The plan worked. The Lions scored. The Falcons got the ball back, and they drove down the field and scored a game-winning touchdown as time expired. The 11-10 game, September 21st, 2008. The Pittsburgh Steelers are playing the San Diego Chargers. The game is a defensive struggle, a low-scoring affair that is not for the faint of heart. The final score is 11-10, one of the most unusual and bizarre final scores in NFL history. How did it happen? The Steelers scored a touchdown and a field goal, and the Chargers scored a touchdown and a safety. But the safety was not a typical safety. It was a safety that was awarded to the Chargers after the Steelers were called for holding in their own end zone. It was a bizarre and fitting end to a bizarre and unusual game.